Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I am at it for another review. I wanted to go over the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. I know that some of you have commented on previous videos that you were looking for a review on this, so I decided to go to the drugstore, pick it up, see how I liked it, try it out, give you guys the details. This foundation retails for $11.99. I picked it up at Rite Aid. The shade that I picked up was 732. I do find it to be a little bit warmer for my skin tone in there. In Rite Aid, it looked like it was going to match my skin. Obviously it didn't, but that's okay. I just went with it today to see how it would work. So I do want to tell you a little bit about the product. This is supposed to be a vitamin infused formula foundation. It is water-based. It is oil-free, so for those of you that have oily skin, it's supposed to be beneficial for those of you that have oily skin. It is also a hydrating formula, but not supposed to make you look oily. It's supposed to probably give you like a little bit of that healthy glow. And it's supposed to be full coverage foundation. It does come in 14 shades, which I thought was pretty good for a drugstore foundation, and it does have an SPF of 20. So I'm excited to go over all the details with all of you. Before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will have all the information on all the products I used today in this video down below, so don't forget to look in the description box. And as always, if you have any questions, I am always here to help. All right, let's get into the review. Now for the demo on how I'm going to apply it, I'm going to use two things. So this way we can see which is the better application. I'm going to go in with my Beautyblender, and I'm also going to go in with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Foundation Brush. You guys know that I'm obsessed with this brush. I use it for pretty much every foundation that I put on. And if you want to check out all my favorite foundation brushes, I'll put the link down below because I have a whole video on that as well. So because this is supposed to be water-based, this is really supposed to help with oily skin. So I'm hoping that for a drugstore brand, it doesn't make my skin oily. And if it does that, because I have pretty much normal skin, then we have a problem. So let's see how it goes. So I picked up the shade 732. I think it's a little bit warmer than my skin tone, but that's okay. We're gonna roll with it. So I'm gonna take, oh yeah, a little deep. Sorry about that, guys. So let's just go in. I'm gonna put some dots here. And we're gonna start with one pump, and I wanna see the difference. It does have a scent to it. I'm not such a huge fan of products that have scents in them. So let's see how it does. So I'm going to take the Beautyblender. I'm going to start on this side. See what type of coverage I am going to get. This is definitely not full coverage, but I feel like it's light to medium right now, which is not bad. The reason why I like the Pro Beauty Blenders is because I don't feel the foundation gets lost in the sponge as quickly as the other ones. Okay, so it's giving me nice coverage. This is definitely light to medium. I would say buildable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Heavenly Luxe foundation brush on this side, and I'm just going to blend it in. I'm not really digging the smell on this, so I'm hoping it doesn't bother me and give me a headache. So let's check this out. So what I could tell you right now is that one pump is light to medium coverage. I wouldn't even call this medium coverage. I don't feel like it's medium coverage. I do feel that this is light coverage because I can still see my skin peeking through a little bit on the foundation. The scent right now is throwing me off. Not such a huge fan of the scent. So let me see what else I see here. I think that I got pretty good application from both Beautyblender and brush. Both evened out. I do feel that right now I see it's a little patchy in these areas right now, so I'm hoping that's going to go away. What I'm going to do is go in with a second pump, and there. I feel like I could have went maybe one shade lighter just to go and match down to my neck, but not so bad. And I guess with concealers you can lighten it up. So I'm going to divide this pump in half, and I'm going to start here first. And again, I'm going to go back in with the Beautyblender and see how it goes. Okay, so this is definitely medium coverage. I know that it says full coverage, but I guess for those of you that really don't wear makeup, you would probably consider this a fuller coverage, because light coverage is like almost like the Beautycounter Tint Skin, and it's buildable to medium. But this would be, for me, this is light to medium coverage. Has a little bit of a glow. I don't find this to be greasy and oily. It's supposed to be a water base, so obviously it looks like to me that it's going to be not as glowy. I'm hoping that that's what happens through the day. And now I'm going to take my foundation brush and I'm going to stipple it in. So a lot of times when I use CoverGirl in the past, it hasn't done any justice for me in the terms of foundation. So hopefully this does something else and I get a good result out of it. So right now the coverage is actually really nice. I think that this is a really nice foundation. Like I said, CoverGirl really hasn't done me any justice over the years with foundations. That's why you probably never heard me even recommend them in the past. So, you know, right now I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, it covered up my skin really nice. I do see a little bit of redness peeking through. I don't wear primers when I wear foundations, because the truth is I feel like sometimes a primer alters the coverage of the foundation and sometimes it eats away at the foundation faster. When I'm working on clients, 98% of the time I will use a primer, but myself I don't, especially because I have normal skin. I like to see the consistency and the longevity of the product first to see if it's worth it to wear a primer or not. Right now, what I can tell you is it does offer really nice coverage. It has a hint of a glow. This is medium coverage with 2 pumps. I would say initially it would turn out to light coverage, but I'm going to tell you as I'm speaking to you guys, I do feel that the color is getting a little bit deeper. So what I'm going to do is hopefully just lighten up a little bit here with some concealer that I have. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and then I'll return. Hey everyone, I'm back. Here we go. So I have all my makeup on. I just want to tell you that right now the foundation is sitting beautifully on my skin. I never really powder down my foundation. It's not something that I do tend to do because I find that it alters the color of the foundation and it alters the consistency of the foundation. There are a lot of people that will argue with me on this method, but for myself, I don't like to do it. I like to see the beauty of the foundation. I've always been like this. And a lot of times, even on my clients, I don't. But if you're interested in a really good mattifying or setting powder foundation, I have to tell you the Beautycounter Mattify Skin Finishing Powder is incredible. So you guys should go check that out. It's better than any high-end powder that I have purchased, and I have a ton of reviews on high-end powder, so you guys could check those out. So far what I can tell you is that I'm getting a really nice glow, but like a healthy glow, nothing oily. It did give me medium coverage. I guess you can go to full coverage with 2 or more pumps as long as you evenly disperse it through the skin. I did not see any difference between applying it with the Beautyblender or the foundation brush. So far I think that it evened out my skin tone completely. I don't see any blotchiness coming through. Before I did, just hit my table. Before I did see like a little bit of redness underneath where I broke out just a little bit when I was using other products last week. So I'm trying to detox my skin. So I'm hoping that this really holds up really well. I'm gonna see throughout the day if it's really worth it. Initially, I didn't like the smell. It's been a little bit since I put it on. The smell is gone. I don't feel anything at all. So I'm going to touch base with you guys in a few hours. I'm going to go about my day, do everything that I typically do in the day, and I will report back to you guys later on tonight and let you know my thoughts. Hey everyone, so I have had the foundation on for a little, I'd say almost about 9 hours, a little over 9 hours. And it pretty much stayed intact. I really don't see too much movement. I just got a little bit of movement right here on my chin because I was doing stuff and I think I just wiped it. I was cooking. But overall, the foundation stayed on my skin really well. It maintained a healthy glow throughout the day. So it just, my skin looked rather more on the vibrant side, so it gave it that really exceptional healthy glow, which I thought was really nice. If you have oily skin, you probably will get a little bit oilier from this. So for me, I would say you probably have to wear a mattifying powder over it. I wouldn't really recommend wearing a primer underneath because that would probably alter the oils and make you a little bit more oily. So depending on what your skincare is, just be very careful. If you need recommendations for oily skin, just let me know and I can give you guys some recommendations if you have oily skin. But if you have normal to dry and you do want a little bit of a glow, this is great. This foundation to me mimicked the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation to the T. So I felt that this was definitely a dupe, I guess you could call it, for the Armani Luminous Silk. So overall, I think that this is a really nice foundation, especially for everyday use. It is buildable. I don't think it's full coverage on contact. I do think that you need maybe 2 pumps to give yourself a medium to somewhat full coverage, but one pump gives you light to medium coverage. So overall, I thought this foundation was actually pretty nice. It wasn't bad at all. And, you know, so thumbs up for Covergirl, because usually I don't have that much luck with Covergirl, but I have to say, I did really well with the Vitalist Healthy Elixir. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Did you try? Let me know if you try this out after this review. Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? And I'll see all of you guys in my next video. So thank you for stopping by.